Are We Adulting Yet? And this episode is a really good one that has to do with Are We Adulting Yet? Because,
who wants to be an adult?
Really, and I don't think I'm adult. I am adult. Okay, we'll get into it in a little
adults.
bit. But I don't feel like I should be an adult yet.
Yeah. Sometimes I forget my age and I'm like, damn, your girl's getting old.
I know I be doing stuff and I'm like, stop yourself. You're almost 30. And then it's like, but why am I stopping myself because I'm like hitting 30? Why am I stopping myself from doing things that I want to do because I'm putting this time limit on myself? Like, oh no, you should have done that when you were 18.
Right.
You can't do it now. Says who?
Right. I'm going to do whatever I want to do.
Right.
Do it.
Catch me at Chuck E. Cheese. No, but okay, so if you don't know, our episode this week is Scared to Grow Up. And I do think I'm a little scared to grow up. I'm kind of excited to grow up, but I am a little, like, scared at the same time, if that makes sense.
It makes sense. I think that we're both kind of embracing what comes our way when it comes to this adulthood.
Yeah.
Because, like, I really have been in this state of mind where I try not to stress it because it ain't gonna help shit. I can't stress. I gotta be an adult. I don't really have a choice at this point. Especially with a kid. You ain't got no choices. You gotta do what you gotta do.
I know, and it's like, okay, so what defines somebody as an adult? What is it?
We always talk about this, and we've talked about this a few times. Like, I don't know. That's kind of like...
It's like this, like...
well, they put this box, they put this theory,
preconceived idea of what
box,
it's supposed to be.
And it's supposed to be someone who has their shit together, who manages their money well, whatever, all the different little...
Yeah, who's adulting. Like, oh, you bought your first house. Good adulting. You're adulting. And
but you know what's crazy is they don't set us up for success. When we're 18, a lot of kids are not thinking about adulting. Like,
it's really one of those things I feel like you can set somebody up the best way that you can for a large group of people. Mm-hmm. When you think about teaching, you have to think about how can I set everyone up for success? What's the best game plan for every single one of my 30 students?
Right.
So you can only set somebody up. I think our system is flawed as fuck, but you can only set somebody up. I feel like adulting is just a lot of trial and error. Oh, yeah. And that goes on until you die.
Life, right.
Like
we're going to be 86. Are we adulting?
Literally.
I don't know. I don't feel like I'm adulting.
I feel like every day of my life is a big, like, okay, well, this worked.
Right.
I got through another day. Like, okay, so I'm doing that right.
We're making some stuff happen.
I'm definitely not going to do that again. So now I know not to do that.
It's definitely a day-to-day thing. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's kind of like, it's really trial and error. It's kind of like, you just fake it till you make it. And do you ever make it?
Sometimes you don't.
I think all the times you don't. Who's like the most, there's no award for the most successful adult. Right.
Jeff
Bezos. You just go with,
Jeff Bezos. What is billionaire, so. Is he adulting?
Oh, he's just rich. He's just smart. But I feel like successful people like that have taken their creativity. They've never lost their creativity. When we're kids, we are so freaking creative.
Oh, man.
We are insanely creative. And we have an imagination of, like, I don't even know what, like a unicorn. Mm-hmm. And as we get older, we kind of like, all right, fall into this like normal life and normal, like, all right, you're getting a little too old to be dreaming that big. And we just kind of like put it into the back of our mind.
At this point, I got to pay bills. My dreams ain't really going to.
Dreams ain't going to pay the Tico.
Right.
That's Tampa Electric for people that don't live in Tampa. But I think with people like that, their creativity, they took something with it and they kind of like held something about it.
Right.
And made it into something. And it's like, is that what we're supposed to be doing? I do think that's what we should all be doing, is to hold on to that creativity that we've had as kids and bring it with us. Mm-hmm. It should be evolving with us. Mm-hmm. But for some reason, it diminishes. Mm-hmm. And I don't know.
I think we just lose sight of that because we're not doing the same things we were doing before.
And, well, creativity isn't really praised like it should be. Yeah. They tell you get a job. The only job you can get is at McDonald's. How creative can you get with some French fries, and some burgers? You know, like you have to make a living, and these things that are helping you make a living aren't helping you be creative. Unless you get really lucky in a job or something.
Right, unless you're super lucky, because then you get in the habit of having this lame job that you do every day, and it's the same thing every day.
And then you don't have time for the creativity.
Right.
I think we as a society, we don't give each other the opportunity to keep the creativity flowing. And I think that's the biggest flaw we have as a human race. Or maybe as a Western, Western
modern
tradition.
Today, yeah.
Like maybe us Americans just fucking suck at it.
Right.
Who knows? Because I don't know what it's like to live around the world. But I think our problem here is that. And I think that's why people we just stay stagnant. And we fall into a normalcy.
Yeah, I was going to say normalize.
I'm going to get creative with these words, bitch. We fall into this normality, whatever, this normal way.
Schedule.
Right. We fall into this cookie cutter way of life. That's what I'm talking about. And then it's like, next thing you know, we're freaking 80 years old. And it's like, what did we do? And I think that's what people are scared of the most.
Yeah. I feel like one thing that kind of scares me a little bit, well, that used to, was just the fact that I had someone looking up to me. And it wasn't like a choice of whether, you have a choice to not do what you need to do. And some people don't, which is crazy to me, because, you should love your kids enough to do that. But, like, in those situations, it's kind of like you got to shut up, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And just get that shit together and do what you need to do, period. So I just, man, creativity, it's like, I know mine is like, woo! Like, and it's having my son, though, definitely brings back stuff.
Some of the creativity.
For sure, yeah.
Dude, I love playing with him. And he's like, we're going to race. And it's like a little toy of like a dinosaur. And I'm like, yeah, we're going to race.
He's always trying to play. He's so cute. But he definitely, tries to keep me like a kid, make me young and stuff. And sometimes I'm like, I catch myself in that normality of going back to not being that way. So it's kind of like when I am with him, I try to be open and be creative, because I feel like I definitely did lose that. Because I used to have that. And I used to tell you that for years. I would tell you that, like, I feel like I've lost my creativity. It's like, bitch, you did. What you gonna do about it? So, like, I really haven't done too much. Like, like, I think I got into, like, coloring again at one point. But then that stopped because I didn't have time to do that shit.
Yeah.
Tedious coloring, even though it's really fun and stuff, But I have to find different ways to use my creativity. And I think that's another reason why I joined school and got the major and decided to go with the major that I'm going with, because I feel like that'll keep me creative too. Like,
yeah. And I think it's important to have the ability, or try to learn the ability to make anything in your everyday life like creative. Yeah. I mean, I go to work and I think it's so boring, but I have the opportunity to make it into a creative process for myself. And I think we just fall into this thing of like, oh no, I don't like it. Right. Oh no, well, whatever. And like, if we can master the skill of taking what we have to do and turning it into something that we want to do, and turning it into something that like we're creative with, and we try to use our imagination with to try to make it better. I mean, that's like in a perfect world, of course. Yeah. But and it's possible. Great. It's possible. It takes a lot of like willpower to want to do something like that, of course. But I mean, it also I feel like that comes with the awareness of like, I'm very true to the be here now statement. And it's like, be in the moment, live in the moment. And I think when you think that way, everything is magical. I know that sounds really like, I'm on drugs or something. It makes sense
though. And it's like, I think about that, you saying that, because we had previous episodes where we talked about how I'm so different with that. I'm so much more like, okay, what do I need for the future? Blah, 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 blah. What are my goals for the future? Got to reach my goals, and then like, I'm not in the present now, and I'm not enjoying myself right now. I'm thinking about future so much. So I think that can also be a thing of with growing up too, because like, you're so stressed on the future, you're not enjoying now, and it sucks. Like to be,
and of course you're scared to grow up. You're not like in that sense.
I feel like when you're young, you feel like you have so much time.
Oh yeah, you're like, oh yeah, I I can do that.
And then you get older and you're like, oh shit, man, I'm 25. What the hell? What's going on? Time is flying.
Dude, literally.
Shit. Literally. And now we're like almost 30 and it's like, damn.
I know. I have no time. But in reality, we still have a lot of time.
Yeah. So make some stuff happen.
But for our episode today, the question that we ask all of y'all is, are we grown yet? And I think in a sense, yeah, I'm grown. I'm doing grown shit. But I still feel a little immature.
Yeah.
I still feel pretty like kiddish in a lot of ways, which I'm not mad about. Yeah. I like this like phase that I'm in where I'm kind of like adulting, but I'm kind of still in the age where I can like still get away with being an adolescent, I guess, like young adults.
But I honestly, I feel like that's such a good way to live though, because then you're not like, you're still adulting, but you still make time to be adolescent, you know, like type of person, you know what I'm saying? To live like you're young, or I feel like you should have that. That's important too, you know?
Right.
So.
Lately I've been, I bought a pair of roller skates.
Oh yeah, I remember you said that.
I bought a pair of I'm still waiting for them to come in. But every day, because I always look at like Instagram videos of people dancing in roller skates, and I'm like, that's going to be me.
This girl.
I'm going to do that. And then after I look at them, I'm like, this girl is probably like 18 years old that I'm like trying to be like right now. And these knees cannot take it. Who do I think I am? And I was like, I really spent money on these roller skates, and they're going to be like, Dolly is really almost 30 years old. What is she doing?
If you see someone rollerblading or roller skating down the street, it's probably
little
Dolly.
Brown girl roller skate. My wheels light up too, so I'm really excited about that.
You see me, you know it's me.
But it's true. I'm like, then I talk myself out of that, and I'm like, bitch, you could do whatever you want. No one puts a time limit on you. Right. You want to put some roller skates on, you go ahead and do that.
Do what you want.
I'm gonna be 60 with my roller skates on.
I think that's another thing too that people do, is they limit when like you shouldn't
when
be doing
it's acceptable to do stuff or not.
You shouldn't be doing that. Like, I'm gonna do whatever I want to do, okay? And I'm gonna be happy doing it. So.
Right. And that's, that's the art of not giving a fuck. That's a great art to have, a great concept.
Everybody should learn that.
The beautiful art of not giving a fuck. Like, I don't care what you think I should be doing at my age. I'm gonna do whatever I want.
For some people it is easier said than done. But for some, kudos to the people who are like, I don't give a fuck.
Right. Or you don't find out their age till like years later, and you're like, I thought you were so much younger than that. You're 45.
Wait a minute. You're partying with us? No.
But it's true. I mean, do whatever you want. Yeah. I think that's... So are you grown yet? I guess it depends on what you define as grown. I feel like I'm doing what I have to do.
I feel like there's levels to it. We always talk about it. Everyone goes at their own pace, but, if you're not doing nothing, you ain't working, you just, day by day is just passing by and you're doing nothing with yourself, or like, get up and do something, because that ain't grown. Yeah,
I mean, at some point, you can't be a child. Like, you can't be living like a child like that forever. At some point, you gotta make, you gotta fend for yourself.
You gotta pay a bill. You gotta do something, But
that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm grown to where I do what I need to do to keep myself alive, and I don't rely on anybody. But I don't feel like an adult.
Right.
I feel like a big ass kid.
That's how I am sometimes.
Like coloring and singing and
I just want to do it all.
Yeah, why not? But speaking of grown, I guess we can roll right into our roll my roller skates. I'm
roll into the next
picturing
segment.
Me rolling into the next segment, which is grown folk business. Do you have any grown folk business? Anything happened to you recently? Anything adulting that happened for you?
Okay, well, I can say this. I've been having some issues with baby daddy here and there. I'm not going to put everything on blast, but we've just been having a lot of issues communicating, and shutting my mouth has been a big one, and and trying to respond to things in a mature manner, especially because it's about my son. It's been very difficult. I'll say that. That's one like adulting thing where it's like, okay, it's such a big step, because if you've been with someone for so long and you have a kid with them and then you separate, it's kind of like, oh, it's like a shock in a way, because it's like I got to start everything over by myself, and then
it's like I don't like you anymore, but I still kind of gotta like you, because
because we got a kid together and stuff, and it's just Oh, craziness. Grown-phobic. I signed up for school. Boop, boop. So that was ridiculous for me because of COVID and everything going on. But I was so determined. Like, that's one thing too. Like, if you put your mind to something and you feel like everything and every obstacle is in your way for it, don't let it stop you from doing what you want to do. Because that was my scenario right there. Like, I was like, damn, I'm going to have to wait till spring. You were even telling me, but don't stress it out. There's spring. And I'm like, I'm not starting spring. I don't want to start spring. Because I was like, I already know how I am. And sometimes I lose motivation. So, like, I feel like this year has been a great year for motivation for me. But when it came to that, I was like, no, but if you don't go this semester, you're not going to want to enroll next semester. So I was like, okay, calm down. Figure out what you need to do. Start off slow. So I'm part-time, but...
And she really did it. I was like, dang, look at you.
I came today like, guess what? So, I mean, those are some grown moves I'm trying to take. But, when you're older, you figure I want something... For me personally, I just want something that I can leave behind or something behind my name, Like, I don't want to just be... And not that it's not enough to just be Jacqueline Quinones, but, like, Jacqueline Quinones... sign language interpreter. You're like, mom, and this and this and that. I want to be a list of things. Like, in high school when you have your picture and then you write all the stuff underneath.
Astronaut.
Or like for us, it was like all the clubs you were a part of.
Oh yeah.
So like some people had paragraphs and I had a nice little thick paragraph and I was like, I like that. So I think about that with like life too. Cause I'm just like, I want to have stuff under me. I want to learn more. I want to, like I'm thirsty for knowledge. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
No, okay.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It makes sense to me.
I'm thirsty for more knowledge because I want to know everything and I want to just grow with it, So we'll see how things go. I'm still trying. I'm still pushing. I still have a few goals towards the end of the year. So we'll see.
Yeah.
How
to
it
be
goes.
continued. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I just started a full-time schedule at school and it's all online because of COVID.
Plus work.
Plus a full-time work schedule that I'm just like, y'all, like, this is my grown folk business. I'm tired of being this grown. I am tired.
I'm tired of the bullshit.
Okay. So school doesn't scare me. At this point, it's like, it's school, and I love learning.
Yeah, and you've been in school, so you know how it goes.
Yeah, and I love learning all this stuff. The classes I'm taking are interesting, so it's not a problem for me. Like, that's cake. I mean, hopefully this is good. Right. We're at week 2, end of week 1, actually. So we'll see. But I'm just in this job, and first of all, I talked about this last episode, but like I feel so guilty for not liking the job because the people are great. Everything's great about it, besides the pay. And I just don't. It's not a good fit for me. It's not me. It's not who I am as a person. This like job that I'm working, and I feel like I'm kind of like scared. I guess like scared in a sense to grow up because I'm scared to like fall into this like routine of normality where I become like your basic bitch adult that works an 8 to 5 and just lives for the weekends because that's literally what I do. Friday hits and I'm like, where's the wine? I literally live for the weekends now. And before I used to like not even think about the weekends like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I used to be off on one weekend day, but it wasn't like a big thing like that for me. Yeah. And now I'm like, I can't wait for the weekend. I can't wait for the weekend. And I'm not enjoying the fact that it's just Tuesday. And that's how I used to be. Yeah. I used to just enjoy my day.
And then the job you had last time was so different because you had days off within the week as well, so it kind of gave you a break in a way, like
right.
And now you're like Monday through Friday. What?
Monday through
Friday. And then it's so funny because I'm looking for a job, and that's the type of job I need. So it's been like it's funny because it's kind of opposites, and I don't like that's the sacrifice I kind of have to make. You know what I'm saying with certain things. I can't look for jobs that are working nights or midnights because I know I have a son.
But my thing is like it wouldn't even bother me if it was a 9 to 5 or an 8 to 5 if I enjoyed the job. Right. But it's like I'm just like, all right, clock in. All right, scan a paper. All right, stamp the paper that I just scanned. And then let me put my initials. And then let me go to the next stack of papers to scan, stamp, check in, da 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 da.
Girl.
Hello, this is. Let me first of all.
Hello.
And at the end of the day, I'm mentally exhausted, and I don't have no time to think about even being creative because I'm exhausted. I just want to go to bed, and it's like. This is a little thing I wanted to do that I forgot to tell you about, so I'm just going to throw it on you. I want to hear your best adult customer service voice.
Oh, my
Because
goodness.
I've been having to practice mine. And we talk a lot on this show. So it's like, and we don't talk professional.
See, yeah.
So it's like, I go to my 8 to 5, and I'm like talking my super professional way, and then I get home, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Hello, how are you doing?
Let's just do a script. Hello, my name is Blink. Thank you for calling. Make something up. It could even be like Taco Bell or some shit. How may I help you today? Or whatever, like.
Okay. Hello, my name is Jacqueline. I will be helping you today. I sound so extra. Hello, my name is Jacqueline. Hello. Hello, my name is Jacqueline. I'll be helping you today. What can I help you? I'm gonna be helping you today. What can I help you with, babe? But I can do it as a server. Hi, my name's Jackie. I'll be the one serving you today. What can I start you off with?
Yeah.
Sounds like hello. I feel like in my little
hello. My name is Jacqueline. Super proper. I feel like when I was a server, I was still proper, but I wasn't as proper as I need to be at this job. I was just kind of like, hey guys, how's it going? They tell you not to say guys, and I'm always like, hey guys, what can I get you guys started with your drink? Right. All right, bye guys.
You're okay. I gotcha. That was my favorite. I gotcha.
I'm like, you're good. And like now,
hello.
I answer every day from 8 to 5. Thank you so much for calling Taco Bell. I don't say so much. Thank you for calling Taco Bell. This is Delisa speaking. How may I help you? Blah, 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 blah. Oh, that's an awesome question. Let me find that out for you. And at the end of the call, I'm like, who am I?
I don't want to figure this shit out.
I know.
What's crazy though is that when I worked at the hospital, it was always like that. Like it was in a way, but it wasn't, because when I was in the front desk, hi, how can I help you? And that was it. I had to say my name. I had to say on like, what's your last name? What's your first name? What's your birthday? Blah. And then put it in the computer. Yeah. And then when it came to being in the back, it was kind of like, oh, what is your name and your address? Can you fill it? Well, I was actually like, can you fill out this paperwork for me? Okay. And then if I need something else, I talk to them. But like, of course, it wasn't like, yo, give me the paperwork. What's up? You done yet? You know, like,
you're good. Just fill this out right here. Yeah.
I need a signature right here too.
Let me exit for you.
It's going crazy,
but it's like
there's a place and time. There always is.
I just feel so fake. I go in that job and I'm like, this is.
But I think it's good.
This isn't the Dolly that the world needs to know.
You know what? I think it's good though to know when to turn it on and off.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Some people have no filter and some people don't care. You know,
for sure.
And I think that when you're around certain people and a certain group of professionals and stuff like that, you definitely need to be professional as well, because they need to know that you are just as equal as they are and there is no difference. Okay, they are not higher than you.
But at the same time, I feel like somebody should always think that you're as equal as them anyway, no matter who the fuck you are, because we're all fucking human. Like, that's not a me problem if I talk a certain way. That's a you problem for making me feel like I need to act a certain way for you to respect me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true, too, though. That is true.
So that's why I'm always conflicted in my head.
Everyone's conditioned to think that. And
like, oh, because you talk proper, I just automatically respect you. I don't even know you.
You know what I'm saying? I got that a lot, too. Like, you talk very proper, or like, because to some people I talk ghetto, and then to some people it's like, oh, you talk very well. You know, like, oh, you know, when if I'm comfortable, Jackie can come out. So, but anyways, go ahead. Like, you feel like you're scared to be in this.
Oh, yeah. Okay, back to my... okay, so I don't know if you guys have seen this episode. I love SpongeBob. I'm always watching SpongeBob. But there was an episode where SpongeBob learns how to be normal. And he, like, kind of, like, also... he's square. He smooths out into looking, like, a little, like, round. And all his little, like... holes go away on his face. You know,
Oh
he's
my
a
God.
sponge. And they just all like flatten out and they get all perfect. And he has like shiny skin and he's always like, "Hi, I'm normal." And he's like working in the Krusty Krab making Krabby Patties, but he's printing them off on a paper. He's like, "One Krabby Patty coming right up," and it's printing out the paper. "Here you go." And everyone's like, "What is this?" And that's how I feel. Every day I'm like, "Hi, I'm normal." And I hate being normal. I don't like it. I like being me, and I feel like I can't be me anymore. I don't know who I am.
Right.
I was telling my boyfriend the other day, I'm like, have you ever just felt like running away? Like just leaving?
I feel like that's every adult.
Yeah, he was like, we can go away for a weekend, and I'm like, I'm talking about longer than a weekend.
I want to go away forever.
I'm talking about like probably not coming back. I just feel like escaping this reality that's my reality now, and that's so sad. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't like that.
It would be dope to be able to be an adult and do what you love and still be able to live your life by making money doing it. It's so fucking hard to find jobs like that.
Right, but that's why, like, it's so important to put in the work. Like, if you're so adamant, like me, I need to be... The same way that I'm adamant on not wanting to live this certain lifestyle, I have to be just as adamant on working toward living a lifestyle that I want to live. Mm-hmm. And that's all on me. It has nothing to do with the fact that I'm growing up. It has nothing to do... It's all on me. If I want to do that, I need to put the work in. And it's... Yeah. That goes with everyone. You can sit and complain and talk about, and that's, I mean, I should be taking my own advice right now, but you can sit and complain and talk about how shitty your situation is, but put in the work so you don't have to be there forever. Yeah. I mean, so it becomes a temporary thing versus a long-term thing where you're just fucking miserable all the time.
Set yourself up for success.
Always, bro. It's like, but yeah, so that was the grown folk business. I'm glad we got that off our chest, our adulting that we needed to talk about. I looked up some major aspects to the fear of growing up. Oh, by the way, there's a word for the fear of growing up. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this right, but I think it's called gerascophobia.
Gerascophobia.
I was thinking because, you know, old people are called geriatrics. Mm-hmm. So gerascophobia, I guess. But it's an abnormal or incessant fear of growing old or aging. And I think a lot of people face this. A lot of people hit this fear, and that's why cosmetic surgeons, I apologize. That's why they're so freaking wealthy. Mm-hmm. I mean, oh, can you make me look younger? Can you, like, take the bags out of my eyes? Can you lift up my, like, everything? Can you do this? Can you do that? Can you like, you know, like, that's why they're thriving, because people don't want to age gracefully just with who they are.
Can you imagine how many... Oh, my goodness. I think about that now.
People are scared. They don't
I feel like in the near future, my ass going to be doing the same thing. I'll be up in the bed. No, I want to make me look 10 years younger, doc. My ass, no.
Dude, people be going crazy with that.
Yeah, there's some people that have... the fear so much that they do consider going through many cosmetic surgeries and trying to change themselves just to stop the
aging process.
Yeah, which is
or to reverse
crazy.
The aging process a little bit. And it's like,
you ain't no Benjamin Button. Just stop.
Imagine. Came out of old little baby. But I had looked up the 5 major aspects to the fear of growing up. And one major aspect as to why we fear getting older is the symbolic separation from parents and others who have offered a sense of security. That can arouse a sense of loss and fear. When we are anxious or frightened, we tend to reconnect to dependency bonds. So
makes sense.
Yeah. So when these people, like my parent, like getting old and steering away from the people that have given me the dependency that I needed growing up, not having that anymore, having to know that I'm independent. I have to depend on myself now. Mm-hmm. It's like, how do you depend on yourself when you don't really even know how to?
Right.
But yeah, you don't know how to be dependent on yourself because you don't know how.
Yeah, it's not taught to you.
You have to learn, and that's scary because what if you fail?
I was saying, it's a process. You have to learn how to do that, and then once you do that, you just kind of perfect it over time, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. But what about the people that don't perfect it?
There are some people, and they ain't doing it.
And that's like scary.
Yeah. But I think that if we keep in mind doing the same things that we talked about doing, and like setting your goals and and trying to do, you know, because some people don't do any of that, which is crazy to me to think that some people don't write down goals. But I was one of those people at one point. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's a process. You learn as you grow, you know.
Yeah.
You're learning hella shit.
Number 2 was preference for fantasy as a defense mechanism over reality considerations. So painful events in childhood could lead to suppression, disassociation, and varying degrees of retreat into fantasy processes. These habits can become addictive and long-lasting. Disassociation, I want to touch base on real quick because I feel like I've had that. Disassociation is when you've like disassociated yourself for like during a period of time in your life and you don't remember any of it. You completely disassociated your life, your mind from it.
I think there's moments like that where that's been like that for me.
Dude, it's a lot. I think
but especially when I was younger.
Yeah, I think
when we were young.
No, not even like I think back on like when I was like just getting into my teen years.
Really?
And I don't remember a lot. And I don't.
But now that you say that, I think there's a lot of stuff that I don't remember either. But
that could be like trying to suppress those
certain
any
memories.
like traumatic events that have happened during that time. You're trying to suppress them, and that's your body's way of like defending. You know, like to survive at the time.
Right.
Pretty much. And I've heard that those memories start coming back when you're ready to deal with them.
Oh.
I'm like, whoa.
That's something. I ain't ready.
Slowly things have started coming back to me and I'm like, how did I forget about that?
Mm-hmm.
And then I learned about that and I was like, wow. Yeah, I guess I wasn't ready to handle all that shit back then, I guess. Number 3, the threat of feeling one's aloneness. Knowing ourselves as independent, authentic adults make us acutely aware of painful existential issues. There's also a fear of being different or standing out from the crowd, related to the primitive evolutionary-based threat of being separated or ostracized from the tribe, to which is pretty much being left to die.
Oh.
So that's like our natural instinct. We want to fit in.
You know, with this one, I can kind of understand it. Because I like to be cool with everybody. But, but I'm cool with my handful of friends, you know, like... And I've had that for my whole life, so I don't... That one, I don't think I can personally 100% relate to that one.
I mean, I know, I kind of get, like, when it says the threat of feeling one's aloneness, when you don't feel like you fit in
I feel like when I
anywhere.
was younger, I tried to do that, and I was, like, very, like, what do I do? Like, you know, but that, I feel like as you get older, too, some people, it doesn't leave them. Like, that fear doesn't leave them. But for some, they're like, fuck it, I don't care. Like, at this point, I gotta do what I gotta do. I gotta pay my bills. Like,
for some people, that, like, eats them alive.
Yeah.
They, like, really want to fit in. Or it could be because they were, like, secluded for, like, maybe they were bullied. Right. And they were treated bad as a kid. I don't know. And they try so really hard to fit in.
It could be a number of things, though.
Yeah. Number 4, adults have more responsibilities for self and others. We carry a heavier dependency load as we are looked to for direction, support, and actual parenting. This makes us more cognizant of the fact that our own unresolved dependency needs from childhood will remain unfulfilled. And I felt that one.
Yeah, that one.
Dude, when people...
I felt it.
When people look at me for any kind of direction and stuff, I'm like, I'm not grown enough to deal with this. I don't know.
You do give great advice, though.
Thanks.
So.
It says for parenting, I'm like, no. But I felt that one. Number 5 is death anxiety. Death fears are triggered by both negative and positive events. As we sense time passing, are confronted with sickness, frustrations in life, and reminders of death, we fear our morality. Paradoxically, that's a fun word. As men and women give special value to their lives, experience unusual successes, and find new and unique gratifications, they tend to suffer more death anxiety. The more we value life, the more we have to lose in death. And I feel like I get death anxiety in that sense because I really I scared to leave it.
Right.
I'm scared to leave my life because I enjoy it.
I never thought of it that way. I don't know if I've ever, like, I feel like a lot of people are scared of death. Like, I've always been like, oh, I don't want to die.
You kind of, like, don't think about it. Because once you start thinking about it, it's like,
right.
Oh, no.
Die. What?
You get stuck into this, like, dark hole, and you're like, is that where I go when I die?
What's going to happen? But I feel that, though. just the fact that I don't know, like that it's true. Like you could be like me. Like I was talking about how I think about my future and stuff, and then like I could fulfill everything in my life that I want to, and it would be a happy ending. But like, would I want to leave it behind? Like, I'm not ready.
I'm not ready.
So like, I don't know. That's a difficult one.
Yeah, that's a major one, I think.
That one's but
do you want to go into what your little
yeah
things are?
So I researched some reasons why being grown is just great.
After we spoke about the negative.
Now let's go to the positive. So I have a couple reasons. It just says that when you grow older, you have a more of understanding of yourself. You have more understanding for your parents.
I agree with those two.
Yeah, I believe those.
I think
completely.
that's the beauty of getting older. You start to realize who you are.
Yeah, and that takes some stuff to figure out, man.
Yeah, dude.
It really does.
Yeah. And figuring out your parents. I mean, I feel like once you start figuring out your parents, you start figuring out yourself even more.
Once you start figuring out bills, you're like, oh shit, they had to do this. They had to do all this. What? Yeah, for sure. Especially, well, me having a kid definitely was more understanding of certain things and why my mom moved the way that she did and did the things that she did and why she did them. So it was that. I thought that was that's pretty cool. You also become open-minded and humble when you realize that you actually know nothing as an adult.
I know that I know nothing.
Yes. Another one, you learn the difference between a crush, someone that you lust, and someone that you actually love. I think those are important too, because you do learn. Because when you're younger, you're just hormone crazy.
Shit, when you get that first like relationship and you're like, this is love,
right?
This is it, and then you get older and it's like, that was not love. That was just a hot ass mess.
Right? 100%.
I just couldn't keep my hormones in order. That's all that was.
And the last one I have here is that you learn to adapt to change. And I think that one's really important too. Especially with the end of this episode and everything, you just have to learn to adapt. That's all it is. I feel like things are going to change. Things are constantly changing. So just grow with it, embrace it, and rock that shit.
That shit.
Be the best adult you can be. And, don't take these definitions of how you should be as an adult. You make it your own, because that's your own experience. So don't let anyone tell you how to be an adult. You do what you need to do for yourself and be your own be your own person.
That's our adulting tip of the day.
Be your own
and don't
adult.
grow up. I'm just kidding.
I mean, in a sense, don't grow up.
Yeah, stay your true essence, and your true essence is who you were born and brought into this earth being.
So still pay your bills.
Yeah,
but
get shit done.
Get shit done. But remember to have fun and enjoy yourself and be here now.
Yes. Oh, that was good.
Well, this was a great episode, guys.
This was.
We always say, if you have ideas or any comments, concerns, you let us know.
Even like some ways to like keep our creativity alive. I really need some different ideas right now because I am struggling with that.
Yeah.
And I don't like struggling with that. So if you can shoot us any like little helpful hints on how to keep our creativity flowing.
We want to start making videos for you as well. So if you want ideas as to what you want to see us do in videos, you let us know. Because we're about that life.
Yes. And hopefully once our craziness of the schedule goes a little back to normal, we can start our Patreon. So just keep out on the lookout for that. That's going to be exciting.
Big things coming, guys.
Yeah.